Hello and welcome again to my YouTube channel. Julia here from English Prep Class. In today's video, I'll be looking at right from dictation. Now, if you're looking for a high score in the PTE, especially if you want to get a high score in the PTE writing, you should think about this task. Think right from dictation, think high score. This is because this task is one task I know that will single-handedly push you to that high score in your PTE writing. This task is even more important than the PTE essay, especially if you're looking to improve your score for the PTE writing. Now, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you always turn on your bell notification so you get new video alert from me, because I drop videos every week on this channel. Let's get started. I'm just going to go ahead and do some right from dictation. I'm going to do from this easy one. If you're wondering what is this right from dictation, especially if you're stumbling upon this video for the first time, right from dictation is the last task in the PTE listening module. Recall that the PTE has 4 modules or 4 sessions: the speaking, the writing, the reading, and the listening. The listening is the last module and it has 8 tasks. And right from dictation is the 8th task in the listening module. And this task is so significant. I don't even know why. I can't understand. I can't explain why Pearson decided to put this task at the end. And most times, a lot of people do not get to this last task because they fail to manage their time appropriately. Why sometimes, even if they get there, they do 1 or 2 and then the time is up. This task, you have 3 to 4 of it on Thursday, and all you need to do is listen to one audio. You try to write out what you have heard. Either you type it straight into the blank provided, or you write it in the jotter that is provided. Remember, in the PTE exam, they give you an erasable notepad or jotter like we know it to be, and they also give you ink or 2 pen, 2 ink or so that you need to write with. Okay, so this task, you don't have to downplay this task. First of all, you need to know where this task is. Now, one time I had a student that I taught PTE, and he said, "Oh, is there a task like right from dictation?" Just bear in mind that this student had done this exam before, but he didn't even remember the task he did. That means that he might not have even practiced or studied for the PTE exam before going there. Don't be like that student. But that student went on and did very well in the PTE exam. So this task is not difficult. What they do, you listen to an audio. The audio says a sentence. All you need to do is type directly into the blank, or you write it out in your jotter, then transfer it into the blank that is provided. How I use God for this task? You simply get an answer for every rightly spelled word. So you have to take note of these things I want to talk about. For this task, you have to make sure you start it with a capital letter and put a full stop at the end. Remember, it's a sentence that the audio says. So a sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. This is very important. The second thing you need to take note of is using punctuations. Punctuations are important, especially where to put comma. However, this is not as important as starting with a capital letter and putting a full stop. Why would you even start? Why am I suggesting you start with a capital letter? This is because the Pearson computer is not like your computer at home. It's not that friendly. So, and it's an exam setting. So they need to know if you know these things. Okay. Now, the third thing you need to take into cognizance during this task is remembering proper nouns. So if you're going to be writing any words that they say that is like a proper nouns, they have to start with capital letter. What's a proper noun? Proper noun, like names of people, specific names of things actually. So that means someone's name, name of a country. Like you don't want to write Canada and you write it with capital, with a small letter C. You don't want to write Australia and you start with small letter I. Okay, if you do that, you're going to be losing score. It doesn't matter whether proper noun appears in that sentence. As long as you identify it's a proper noun, you have to start it with a capital letter. Even days of the week, even months of the year, you have to intentionally start them with a capital letter, irrespective of where they appear in the sentence. So these are the little tricks that will help you pass this task. You don't have to write everything in small letter. If you do that, you'll be losing scores. Remember, you're writing a sentence. It's an exam. You're being tested for all these things. So you have to put all these things, dot all the I's, cross all the T's, start with capital letter and start each word that really begins with a capital letter that are necessary. Okay, these are important things you should know. The punctuation is not as important as you starting with capital letter and putting a full stop at the end, or it's not even as important as you making sure that the proper nouns you see in the sentence, you start them with a capital letter. These are important things you need to know. Now I'm just going to go ahead and try out some of them. I'm going to do the easy ones, the easier one, and the easiest ones. Or we're going to start from the easiest ones, go to do the easier ones, then the easy one. That's the most difficult ones, which they might be the longer ones. So some of them could be like 3 seconds long, 2 seconds long, 4 seconds, or 5 to 7 seconds long. All that you need to do is practice it. If you practice it, it will be easier for you to get acquainted to the accents. That way it will be easy for you to write out. You can even use abbreviations. Okay, abbreviations make it actually easy. Okay. Let's look at some of the examples. We're going to do them as they come. We're just going to type questions in the blank. So there are two things. Is either I write the questions on the paper or I type them straight into the blank, whichever one works for me. Now, for the sentences that are long, I prefer to write them down on the paper, but let's just see how it works out. I think it depends on my mood as well during the exam or during my practice to either write in the book or in the blank provided. Let's see how that goes. This is right from Dictation. Let's see a new question.
The new articles for the study and the subject are collected.
Right, so I was able to write, I can't even remember if I got all. The new article for this study. See, it's important you look through what you've done. If I didn't look through this right now, I would not have gotten it. So the new article for the study and subject are collected. Let me see. Now, remember there is also what is called adding extra word. So I wasn't sure if this is article or articles. So I'm just going to do this and I'm going to submit it. And then the computer will take the right one and leave the other wrong one for me. So it's better safe than failing, okay? Now let's see. I started with a capital letter here. Articles are not proper nouns. And I put a full stop. Let's check the answer here. So we have the new article for the study and the subject are collected. So I missed a word there. So it's very important to pay attention. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be getting 10. I got 10 because I skipped this word there. You can also see here that you see the word, I put article and I put articles. So they took the word articles and took out the word article. So if I had written only article, I would have gotten 9/11, losing 2. Okay, so these are things you need to be careful of. Let's just choose random numbers.
A number of students have volunteer jobs.
As much as possible, try to write in shorthand. You can see this says a number of students. So if you can write it out completely, so after typing as fast as you can go back and fleshing it out or like write the full word out. This says a number of students has volunteer, a number of students. So I'm going to put student, but in like grammar rules, we do not have students has, yeah. So it will be a number of students has volunteer. Now look at what I would have submitted this without checking the spelling of my volunteer. This is volunteer jobs. Okay, let's submit this and see. A number of students have what's happening to me. I should pay attention. Yeah, please don't make these mistakes. Why I'm showing you this is to avoid all the mistakes I'm making. You see how people lose scores. Also, I got all, but you see. So like I said, I thought I heard has. So that was why I said for grammar, it won't be students. Students and has will not go. It will be student and has. So what they have done here, they say a number of students have. So students will go with have instead of has. Okay, so just know this. All right, let's see if we can do another number. What number should we do now? Let's say maybe 42. I'm going to write down. I think I'm making mistakes.
All lectures and learning materials can be found on the internet.
All lectures and learning materials can be found on the internet. So I was able to write it down quickly. I'm going to transfer it. All lectures Oops, sorry. All lectures and learning materials. I think the key is pay attention. You can see because I'm a bit distracted, I'm losing some of the words. And these are the things that make us lose 1 or 2 marks. Remember, for every word you get right, and also the spelling, you get 1 mark. Can be found on the internet. Okay, so this is it. All lectures and learning materials. All lecture and learning materials can be found. Well, I'm just gonna play a smart one here and put lecture because I don't know if I had lectures or lecture and learning materials can be found on the internet. Okay, let's submit this and see what we get. Yeah. So it was actually lectures. I'm glad I put lectures and lecture because I wasn't sure what I had. Though I wrote lectures here, but yeah, so I got all here. That's good job for me. Now let's see if we can do more. These ones are shorter ones. Let's see if we can do longer ones. Let's try random number. All right.
Accountancy students probably have a good understanding of economics, statistics, and psychology.
Probably have a good understanding of economics, statistics, and psychology. All right, so I don't know. This is what I have here. So it says accounting students probably have a good understanding of economics, statistics, and psychology. So I'm going to type it out here as quickly as possible so we'll save time. Remember, I'm starting with a capital letter. Accounting students probably have, I hope I didn't miss on the words, probably have a good understanding, good understanding of economics, statistics, and psychology. Remember, spelling is important. If you're having problems with spelling, I've done some videos on spelling on my YouTube channel. You can go ahead and scout for those on my playlist and you would see them. You can learn the rules of spelling. Accounting students probably have a good understanding of economics, statistics, and psychology. Woo, pray I get it. All right, submit. Oh, wow. So it wasn't accounting, it was supposed to be accountancy students. Very right. Yeah, accountancy student. I wrote accounting, that's why. So please don't make these mistakes, okay? You can see the mistakes, they are costing me my scores, which is not good. Now let's look at another one. Let's look at this other question here and see what it's got.
Although sustainable development is not easy, it is an unavoidable responsibility.
Although sustainable development is not easy, it is an unavoidable um, responsibility. That's what they said. Now look at the spellings are not correct, some of them. So that is where I go back. Although sustainable development, this is the short form for development. Development is not easy. It is an unavoidable response. There's no N in my responsibility. Well, although sustainable development is not easy, it's an unavoidable responsibility. Well, let's see. All right, I have made mistake in my spelling of on. Oh, I wrote an A. See, it's important to check the spelling. Unavoidable. And here, actually have it as unavoidable. No, I didn't. I typed it straight. Unavoidable. So these are mistakes, please. I spell very well. So these are mistakes. I'm going to put out this video this way so that you can see that you can make mistakes if you're not careful. That's why it's important to go back and look at what you've done before you submit. And I'm going to do another one, which will be the last one. So yeah.
Building trust is not something that can be achieved overnight.
All right, let's see. So building trust. That's what he said. Building. So I'm going to building trust. Remember, cover up all the spaces. Building trust is not something. Now look at the way I spelled something, because I'm going to go back and doing the correction. Something that can be achieved overnight. Building trust is not something that can be achieved overnight. Now make sure you do not leave unnecessary spaces. Okay, avoid those unnecessary spaces, because you lose some points when you do. Remember, it's a sentence. It has to be structured out very well, just the way it's pronounced. All right, let's see if I got this. Yeah, building trust is not something that can be achieved overnight. So it's either way, any way that works for you. Either you write out on a piece of paper, or you just type out the answer straight into the blank. So you can see I did long ones, I did shorter ones, and I did medium ones. So it now depends on you to know how to go about it. But one thing is key here. If you're able to practice, this task before you get into the exam, it makes it easier. It saves you that whole stress of trying to figure out the accent, or trying to say, oh, I put lecture instead of lectures. So I've shown you what to do. You can have lecture, you can have lectures. That way you avoid failing. If the computer picks the right one and then dumps the wrong one. Okay, so this is how this task is done. So this is how this task is done. It's not something that is difficult. Now, somebody will say, why did you still go ahead and post a video where you're making mistakes? And that is just raw. This is not me being perfect here. That means that you can make these mistakes while you're practicing. Okay, making these mistakes don't mean that you fail. It just makes you to know that, oh, you need to like level it up here. You need to check your spellings. Okay, look at what I spelled as unavoidable. I put an A instead of an O. Okay, even it happens to the best of us. Okay, that doesn't mean I don't know how to spell, but it can help you check out every word you write down on test day. So that's how this task is done. They give you easy ones, easier ones, easiest ones. So no matter the number of words they give to you, it's left for you to understand what is said, and it's left for you to type it out there. Remember, try to use shorthands as much as possible. So try to memorize and try to repeat it to yourself while you write. It makes it a whole lot easier. All right, so this is the end of this video. I'll see you in my next video. Remember to give this video a thumbs up. Remember to like. Remember to leave your comment. I love to read your comments. Yes, Charlene, when you need help and I try to proffer solution, it makes me happy that I can proffer solution on here. I'll see you in my next video. Remember to follow me on TikTok as well. Remember to follow me on Instagram. Remember to follow me on Facebook, English_prep class, English prep class. And I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe. Bye.